another Mrs. Amma show. I'm glad you're able to join me this week, and it promises to be another exciting webisode. So on this webisode, we're going to be talking about a phrase. It's on savings, but on the backdrop of a phrase that we know only too well: keeping up with the Joneses. I mean, let's face it, in a quest to keep up with the Joneses, it's not only financially expensive, I mean very expensive, it is also emotionally tasking. I mean, let's face it, in our quest to always watch the Joneses, to see what they're up to, what's the latest car they're driving, what's the latest house they live in, what are the latest outfits they're wearing, and how we can either keep up at par or exceed the Joneses, it's not only very expensive on the pocket, on their bank accounts, but we constantly plunge ourselves deeper and deeper into bad debt, into a bad debt situation. So on this webisode, the message of the webisode is, let's flip things around. Let the Joneses keep up with us. So let the Joneses keep up with having a habit of counting our blessings. Let us make the habit of living within our means, or while aspiring to financial freedom. Let us make the habit of savings, having a savings culture and sucking money away for the rainy day, or sucking money away for that emergency fund, or sucking money away towards paying down our credit card bill. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you 5 practical ways, and I call them baby steps, which I have applied in my life and I still continue to apply. 5 practical ways of saving, of building substantial savings on our road to financial freedom. So number 1 is limit impulse spending at all costs. Let's face it, with the advent of online shopping, it makes this a very tough one. However, with a great budgeting tool, we can achieve it. Budgets are a great way of tracking your cash inflows vis-a-vis your cash outflows, and whatever is not budgeted for, you are less inclined to spend on. I've got a great budgeting tool on my website, on my blog. Visit www.houseofamma.com, and on the toolbar at the top, on the resources icon, click on it and download a copy for yourself. Use it and use it to keep track of your expenses. It's great. So limit impulse spending at all costs. Number 2 is what I call piggy banking. Piggy banking just means at the beginning of the year, at the start of a new year, get a jar. It could be a cookie jar, or get 2 jars. I actually have 2 jars, and I have one in my office and I have one at home. And any loose change that you have from cash transactions, so you go to the grocery store, you go buy groceries, and on your way and you pay for it in cash and you get loose change, or you go buy gas, you get loose change, or you go to dinner, you get loose change. Those loose change, just throw them in the cookie jar. One, it not only lightens up your wallet or your purse. I actually hate coins in my wallet. I just don't like I don't like the way it makes it look heavy. But you start to save, and at the end of the year, take those jars with the coins in it, go to a coin counter or go to the bank and exchange it for notes, for cash, and use it for your Christmas shopping, or better still, use it to pay down a credit card bill. You'll be amazed at how much coins you would have generated, or how much cash in notes those coins would translate to at the end of the year. You'll be amazed. So that's 2, piggy banking. 3 is learn to DIY, or learn the concept of DIY, doing it yourself. What do I mean by that? Ladies, your weekly trip to the nail salon to get your manicures and your pedicures, skip it. Learn to do your manis and your pedis yourself and bank the $50 weekly. Your weekly trips to the hair salon to get just a regular wash and conditioning, skip that trip, bank the $50, learn to do it yourself. See, I did mine myself this morning, turned out pretty great. And save the $50. Guys, invest in a good washer dryer system and skip the dry cleaners. Wash your regular shirts at home. Not only will they last a very long time, they run the risk of getting ruined, but you save the weekly $60. So do that. Number 4 is wants versus needs. Ladies, the very next time you're about to buy that 6th pair of pumps, just ask yourself, do you really need it, or is this a want? Guys, that 3rd drill set, I mean, really, is it really a need, or is it a want? So ask yourself this question. I'm going to do a separate blog on wants versus need because it's an elaborate topic I feel I need to just spend more time on. So watch this space in the coming few weeks. 5 is take a spending break. So when you run a budget, when you use my budgeting tool, select 3 items from the variable expenses section, and in the next full month, just take a spending break. Don't spend on those items and instead bank the savings, put that budgeted amount into your savings. So I hope these have provided you 5 useful tools I have employed and I continue to apply in my life. And I call them baby steps because you might think they're just small amounts, but they do add up. I'd love to hear from you on how you imbibed this culture, or if there are other tips that you have employed to saving money. I would love to hear from you. I'm just going to recap the 5. Limit impulse spending, piggy bank, learn to DIY, ask yourself, is it a want versus a need, and take a spending break. So until the next episode of the Mrs. Amma Show, I say you stay well.